have a new date proposal. Tomorrow's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. I will make tacos. We'll see if they get along. You can tackle my honey-do list. I need the shower door fixed, some air filters changed, ring camera batteries changed, and then maybe if there's time and there's a spark, you could mow my lawn.
No.
Okay.
No.
If I had known this, it would have saved me from a second divorce. Every choice you make stems from what you believe you deserve. After my divorce, no confidence. It was my mission to get into another relationship and fall in love. Like, I needed to prove to myself that my divorce was the right decision. I needed someone to make me feel like I was worth loving. I didn't know how to do that for myself. And when you're coming from that place of lack, you choose the wrong partners. And here's divorce number 2. Don't do what I did. Take the time to get to know yourself and to like yourself.
And what these women won't tell you is the key word: addicted to anxiety. Yes, they want the providing that a traditional man does. They want the emotional reassurance. They want to reap all the benefits out of these traditional men, but they don't actually respect them or even like them. They don't want to pull their weight in the relationship. They don't want to do what it takes to keep him or make him happy. They just vulture off of him, and then they divorce him when he's not useful anymore. It's like a bandage, you know, guys. These good men, these women treat them like bandages. Yes, they put them over, they use them when there are benefits to heal themselves, but after that, they just rip the bandage after the wound is healed and they throw it right away, having reaped all the benefits out of that man while providing nothing in return. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the desert, where me and Ampu are always happy to greet you. Today we'll receive some wisdom about dating from women who are divorced. And I'm not being sarcastic, we really are going to receive wisdom, but it's not by following their advice, but rather by doing the total opposite and not taking them for any word they say. Now let's get started.
A lot of people feel the need to tell somebody getting divorced that you should date yourself for a while. Take some time, figure out what you like. I just got out of a marriage. I know what I don't like, okay? So let me figure out what I do like. Don't put a time limit on how long I should date myself or how long I should wait to date other people. Don't shame people for wanting to, you know, fuck around and find out.
Yeah, guys, you are supposed to save these women that decided to F around and find out. And she tells you, well, now that I've went through a divorce, now I know what I don't like. Not really the case. These women would just keep getting a second divorce, a third divorce. Also, what happens to all the 60 dates you go on, you know, on a daily basis throughout the years? What happens to them? You get pumped by all these chads, and apparently you still don't know what you like. Now, what they won't tell you is that they never know what they like. They may know what they don't like, yet they keep choosing it. So, for all that matters, we don't really care what she likes and what she doesn't. You're not here to save these women. Let them for the streets where they belong.
Dads that are tired of the dating apps, I have a new date proposal. Tomorrow's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Bring the kids over, bring their homework, bring their laundry. I've got all the mom stuff. I will make tacos. We'll see if they get along. You can tackle my honey-do list. I need the shower door fixed, some air filters changed, ring camera batteries changed, and then maybe if there's time and there's a spark, you could mow my lawn. Let me know.
Well, this woman may not realize it. Men indeed want her taco, and that's the only thing they call her for. All right. This woman, guys, is a booty call to a lot of men. Nobody has time to mow her lawn.
So I had a realization today. I've been divorced for 3.5 years, and I went through 1.5 years of counseling after my marriage broke up. And
something you'll find while listening to these TikToks is that the wording is always so specifically convenient, right? My marriage broke up. It was made out of glass. It fell off the table. You know, it just broke up. They never take accountability. They never say, why doesn't she say my husband cheated, for example? You know, or maybe, well, I did something wrong. She just doesn't specify what exactly happened, it's so convenient to just say broke up, right? Because then there's no accountability. You can't blame this woman for anything. It just broke up on its own. Really convenient there.
I've dated on and off in that 3.5 years. I don't have any kids, so it was a clean break in my divorce. I'm a church worker. I'm a strong Christian, and I try to live by Christian values. And
yeah, guys, now for those of you who are not religious, I have read the Bible, and in the Bible it said that Christians ought to get divorced. It's recommended by God, you know, and that's what Christian people do. In fact, the more you divorce, the better Christian you are, right? You get leveled up as a Christian the more times you divorce. Absolutely. That's what Christians do, for those of you who don't know, right?
and Christian values when dating. I'm also a woman of the real world and understand, you know, when dating, what it's like to date out in the real world. And it is so hard. It is so hard to find someone who is looking for someone of value, who's not wanting to sleep with someone right away, and who's not wanting to, you know, change their morals because they are a single woman. You know, I just can't understand why it's hard out here for us good women. I don't understand. I'm looking for a good man. It's not like I'm out here, you know, looking to change people or anything like that. It's, you know, I've done the work on myself. Last year I went through a huge weight loss journey, and a guy that I dated last month, I went out with him twice, and both times he was like, you don't look like your photos. Your photos look like you were a lot thinner than what you were in person. Like, what? Are we doing this? Are we really?
So this woman went through a weight loss journey. Congratulations on that. Always happy to hear it. You need to go on a happy loss journey. However, you know, you may lose weight. That's good and all for your physique. But the soul, you need to change that, really. You don't strike me as a Christian woman who upholds her values and lives by them.
Really doing that? I don't know why this is hard. I went out for the girlfriend tonight, and we were talking about, like, okay, well, what is it that I need to work on? Because obviously there's something wrong with me because I'm not able to figure out how to be in a healthy, good relationship. And
Great work creators do. I always like to give credit. At least she says there must be something wrong with me. At least this woman, after so many failed dates and a divorce, reaches the level of understanding to see that, yes, indeed, you are the common denominator between all those failures, right? So at least there's that, right?
she was like, Emily, what's wrong with you? Like, I don't understand why you think it's you. Like, why you always have to change you. And I'm like, I'm the common denominator, right? Like, I'm the one who's not been able to date someone and be in a relationship. And she's like, what if it's not the right time?
Haven't considered that, to be honest, guys. What if it's not the right time? Because apparently time has anything to do with your personality and the people you pick. Apparently they're like seasons, you know, like we're animals. There's the breeding season, there's the hibernation season. So hey, maybe it's not the season. Maybe, have you checked your zodiac signs lately? Maybe you haven't, right? And they're telling you right away when you should date and when not. And maybe all men suck. Have you considered that as well? Like, maybe you're not to blame for the 40 failed relationships that you've had. Maybe it's all of them, right? Yes, guys.
And I was like, but why would God wait this long? I'm 38. It's not like this has been an easy journey for me of being pregnant. I had 3 miscarriages in my first marriage. You know, my time clock is ticking. I've been in youth ministry for 16 years working with teenagers. I'd love to be a mom. Why is this hard? She's like, what if it's not you? What if it's just not the right time? And that's really hard to accept because I'd like to fix something. I'm a fixer.
Before she continues, now this is something that you will never hear from men. If one of your friends tells you that he has problems dating or something, you'll never hear from a man this coping of, oh, maybe it's not the right time, maybe it's not you, king, you are awesome, you're God's gift to the earth. You'll never hear that. You know, when men share problems with each other, what friends will do is actually put some accountability on you and tell you how to fix things, because that's what real friends do. This woman's friend is such a harpy, trying to make her cope as much as she can. Like, this friend, quote unquote friend, is literally trying to brainwash this woman and ruin whatever dating chances she has left. Right? What a bad friend, guys. For the ladies, just please don't take advice from your female friends. They really have no idea of how it works.
If I can fix it. Do I need to lose some more weight? Do I need to be on a different dating app? Do I need to change something about me? And I hate that answer, that maybe it's not the right time, but maybe it's not the right time. That's really hard to kind of...
Also, what's this, like, 4-dimensional music in the background? Like, we're floating in space, you know, transcending mortality. Anyway, you see, guys, her bad advice, this woman's friend, is already rotting in her brain. She's already starting to consider it. Now, give it a couple more years of failures and she'll actually start to believe that, you know what, it's not me, it's every man on this planet, it's not the right time, it's the Mercury retrograde that is, you know, shaping my dating life. Now, I'll give you my take on it, and you guys give me yours in the comments. But my take on it is that women who are, 1, attractive, and 2, good at heart, you cannot hide them from men, all right? They are just demanded. Every man wants them. There's a beeline of 400 men chasing around these women that are good. You can lock them in a basement and men will still find their way to them. You know, they'll just pop out of the ground and find them. You can lock them in a tower. Men will fight a dragon to reach them. All right? Like, good women, guys, it's no surprise that they're so often taken, right? And good men are left with no options because all the good options, all the good women out there, they're already taken. If you really are struggling this hard with dating and you already have a divorce, it probably means that you're not such a good option as you think you are. You're either not as traditional, you're a pain in the back, you cannot keep a man, right? You're not there yet. You're not the type of woman that you think you are. Because if you were, first off, you wouldn't be divorced. Second off, even if you are divorced, and it's because of the guy, your husband, maybe he's the one at fault, well, then you wouldn't have been dating for so many years without success, right? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's like a good car or a good house or any good deal. When there is an item in a shop that is really worth it and really high quality and affordable, everybody buys it, all right? When people don't buy something, it's because it's too expensive or it's bad quality and it's not worth it.
Accept. It's really hard. And where are all the good men? Why aren't you looking for good women who are ready to be in a relationship and not sleep around? What are you doing? Where are you? The journey is hard.
So let me know what you think of this woman, guys. I'll give her credit for, first off, taking accountability. Second off, fighting off her dumb friend's dumb advice. Third off, not having a high body count, if we take her for her words. But something is shady here, right? There's something fishy here. And it's probably that even though you don't have a high body count, even though you try to follow Christian values, a real Christian wouldn't divorce. Especially, you don't even specify what exactly happened. It's not like your husband cheated or did something horrible. You just divorce him probably because of unreal expectations. That is such a common problem nowadays with women. So I think you're really not as a good woman as you think, even though you have redeeming qualities and even though you're probably the best woman I've covered in the last week. So gentlemen, now let's move on to the article stories. We have two really short ones. The first one is by a woman that asks, is this rude? Went on a third date with a man 48, she's 38, and we bump into his friend sitting on the other side of the restaurant. He leaves me to say hi to her, so it's a female friend. Comes back and tells me they went on 4 dates last year, never went anywhere, but now they recently became friends. Our convo gets into male/female relationships, and when pressed, he said if he were drunk and he wasn't dating me and it happened, he would hook up with her, turning to her saying she's attractive. The convo moves on after our drink. I say let's get out of here. He then says let me say bye to her. I felt totally disrespected. He thinks I was jealous, but it was actually disrespectful. I'm not a believer in asking someone to change, but think it's fair for me to communicate when I feel disrespected. Yeah, you absolutely were disrespected. I'm taking the woman's side here. Now, this guy clearly doesn't care about her, or at least not enough. He has better options, or at least he wants better options, right? So yes, he clearly doesn't care about her. Maybe the other friend is either more attractive or more young, right? And yes, it's disrespectful. Now, why am I taking the female side? Well, because that's what women do. And I take the male side when it happens. How many women do we see, guys, that you cannot go on a date with them without bumping into someone they've hooked up with? And it's so disrespectful. It's just embarrassing. It's disrespectful to have such a past, right? Where you cannot go on one date without bumping into one of the people that have been through her legs. And how many times, guys, have you seen women that are looking at other guys while you date them, or they are dating multiple men, or you are like a plan B to them? Because this is what this woman is. She's a plan B. If this guy could have been with the other woman, he will be with her, right? So this woman doesn't feel special. She feels disrespected. She doesn't feel as though this woman likes her for who she is. She's just some sort of B plan, you know, a side dish, while this guy is waiting for a better option. Like, you see how she feels, right? Well, what about men's feelings when this happens? Because most of the times, it happens the other way around. Like, men don't want to be disrespected like this. Men don't want to be side dishes, they don't want to be plan Bs, and they don't want to go out on a date with you and to have to bump on one of the 400 people you've dated in the last year. So I hope this is pretty clear now. Now, guys, let's move on to the other rate story. This is by a man. He says, women insisting dinner as first date. I first suggested for meeting up for ice cream as a first date, but she messaged me a day later on Hinge that she prefers dinner, mentioning that she wears lipstick and it will be a disaster. Well, don't wear lipstick then, why would I care? She said that ice cream melts and it can be dessert instead. Yeah, I have a problem with eating ice cream, but if you first pay for the meal and take me to a fancy dinner place, then I don't care if ice cream is for dessert. Sure. I learned that she doesn't like coffee and she's not a drinker from her profile. What to think of this? She said she loves sushi, but that can easily go to 100 for a nice place. Well, my dude, don't be a Dusty. Just don't be a Dusty. If you want to date this princess, $100 is like bare minimum. You're actually bad if it's less than 100. It has to be more, because that's what most women expect nowadays. They don't want walks in the park. They don't want coffee dates. They don't want ice cream dates. Like, everything under $100, you're just being a cheap Dusty, right? It has to be a nice dinner. Oh, I have the lobster with the red wine, And anything less than that is just unadmittable. Now, don't think whether they'll leave you afterwards. Yes, they absolutely will, but you don't have to think about that. Just think about treating these women like the princesses that they are. And if after that they don't message you ever again, well, you don't have to consider that, right? If you want to be a clown and a simp. But if you don't want to be a clown and a simp, don't pay for these women. Why are you treating them like traditional men if they are not traditional women, right? First off, make sure, are they dating multiple men? Are you their only option? Are they in for the long run? Are they a ride or die type of person? If they are, okay, pay for the dates, open the doors and all that. If they are not, well, then it becomes a, sort of like a tug of war, sort of like you are trying to get between her legs for the cheapest price possible, and they are trying to milk you for the most amount of resources that they can, and this is what 98% of dating nowadays is. It's just a bunch of vampires and vultures trying to play each other around, and it's often chads that win that game. But gentlemen, thank you for watching. Leave me your thoughts about the woman we've seen today and about dating down in the comments, and I'll be happy to see you next time. Have a good one.